Hi, and welcome to Turnbull's Threads. I'm Kathy Turnbull, your host for the whole time I talk. So I am a person who enjoys knitting and cross stitch, and a bunch of other different crafts, but those are kind of my main two right now. And so I'm going to be doing a finish parade today for all of the people who are interested in the cross stitch side of my thing. I am wearing something that I knit myself today, so happy about that. But I plan on doing a things that I knit last year video in the future, but the cross stitch one is shorter, so I was gonna do it first. If you're interested in something, I'm probably not going to be able to tell you the patterns here. Most of my stuff is from kits. I may or may not have that information on hand, so I will do my best to try and find it. But if you are super interested in something and I can't find the information, feel free to message me or put it in the comments. Comment below and let me know what you want to find. I'll try and mention the things that I remember the patterns, etc. for, but yeah, this is gonna be hopefully a quick and easy one, because I have some cross stitch finishes but not a ton, and this is just stuff that I have here. There's a couple of projects that I know that I have at my house, my parents' house in North Carolina, that are not here. So in the future, as I gradually finish moving out, I may do another one of these and be like, look at all of the things that I have finished with extras included. But this is the stuff that I have here now that I have finished. There are a couple of things that I have passed on or given away. They were done as gifts. I will try and include at least one picture of them and I'll mention them. But obviously I don't have them, I gave them away. Anything else? If you like and enjoy this, feel free to subscribe below, or if you like something, feel free to comment on it. I enjoy comments. I do respond, not incredibly fast all the time, but I do respond. So with that, let's get started. Hopefully this works out better than the first time I tried it. Okay, so I'm gonna start small to large. And so the first thing that I have is a little box that is cross stitch. Yeah, so I'm gonna take photos, I think, of these and put them here. So this is a little box that has basically paper, has holes in it, and I obviously cross stitch in the holes. It's the box I got kind of on a sale thing from Darn Good Yarn, which is a primarily knitting store, and they had a couple of boxes with patterns, and so I followed the pattern that came with the boxes and did a cute little box myself. So thing number one done. Picture here now. Yay. The next two things that I did was with that same shipment, they also sent me some necklaces, right? So I have one here with a pineapple, better picture here, and one that's more geometric, so a circle with basically stripes down, and better picture here. Once again, the patterns came with the actual materials for it, so it's Darn Good Yarn. I don't think they have them anymore. It's unlikely. They had a number of things where they were basically trying to get rid of it, and so they were putting it in everyone's mystery stuff. So that's where I got those from. Next project. This one it's still wrinkly. I packed it and I packed it wrinkly. And I need to iron it and do something with it. But So the first one that I have is this little Irish blessing. This was a kit that I think I got at Joann's actually. And it says, may your blessings outnumber the shamrocks and grow, and may shamrocks that grow, and may trouble avoid you wherever you go, which is really cute. It was a really quick, neat one, and I enjoyed it, especially since I have some Irish heritage, if you couldn't guess from the paleness of my skin. So, yep. I finished that one last year before that. Enjoyed doing it. Really cute, quick project. I'm gonna put the actual kit, if I can find that information, below. My next one is a sad one. So this was, I believe, an Artiste kit. Which was the Liberty Bell, and it says One Nation Under God, and it turned out really nice, except for the fact that I decided to wash it. So the blue apparently was not color fast, and it ran everywhere. So all of the light blue stuff is technically supposed to be white. You can still see the red. The red turned out okay. I will have a better picture. So the red turned out fine, but obviously the white stuff is no longer white. And you can tell, on the actual fabric, if I unfold it a little bit, that, yeah, it ran bad. So finished, fun pattern. The kit, the floss isn't color fast. Kind of sad. My next one is this one. So I got a itty bitty teeny tiny circle of a Cinderella. So this is meant to be kind of like an ornament thing. I haven't finished it. Obviously, it's still just the one sheet. But it's, what is it? It's probably on a 16 or 18 count. I'm not sure. It came in a kit once again. Finished out the kit. There's a little bit of back stitch and some French knots in it. Pretty enjoyable stitching experience. Would recommend. Yeah. I don't think I have anything else with this. I think this might have been one of the MGM Disney things, because it is a Disney and it's somewhat that style, but I'm not entirely sure. It is a Disney cross stitch though. Cinderella. The next one was also an Artiste cross stitch thing, and so it comes in 3 pieces, right? So there are 3 different motifs that are all sea related. So you have the boat, you have the anchor, and then you have love. So yeah, based off of the experience with the Liberty Bell, I'm not washing these. These are not getting washed. Shock. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with them. I might incorporate them into like a long bag, maybe. I know the picture, they show them kind of like this on like framed in a really long one, but I don't know if I want to do that. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with them. But fun, pretty fast, easy projects. Would recommend. I believe it's an Artiste kit. So Artiste is a Hobby Lobby supplier. And for a while there, they had a number of kits and things at Hobby Lobby, and so I got them when they were on sale. The next one actually is a Walmart one. So this one was a fun white work, since it's white work on black cloth, but this life is a great adventure. take pictures of all of these. There will be pictures inserted here. Yeah, this was not a particularly enjoyable stitching experience. The Aida is really rough and hard and hurt my hands. So not my favorite. But cute design, enjoyed it. Need to figure out what to do with it. The next one is Imagine. So this, there's a unicorn and then obviously the word Imagine on it, and there's a lovely beading on here. There's no glittery stuff. There's just beading on there. So this was my first time beading, I think. First project where I beaded. Enjoyed it. Obviously. If you watched some of my previous videos, you have seen that I started a couple of Mirabilias lately, which involve more beading than this did. But the instructions for the beading are different. So there she's like, you do it on a slant. Well, this one was like, do an X and then put the bead in the middle of the X. So I'm not sure which I'm going to do on the Mirabilias now. Like, I feel like I need to do a mini project or something where I do slant and then like another project where I do, well, I've done cross on multiple projects. So I feel like I need to do one project where I do it on the slant and see if I like it on the slant or if I'd much rather just go ahead and do the X for my beading. But yeah, so Imagine. I actually have all 4 of these patterns in the book that I have by Joan Elliot, because this is a Joan Elliot pattern that came as a kit. I think I have one other kit that I haven't finished yet. I think I've started it, but not very far. So there's 4 words, I think. Imagine, hope, family, and something. They're all really cute, and I plan on doing them all. Obviously the 2 kits are kind of easy because I have everything that I need for it, and I don't need to actually go out and buy anything. But yeah, fun, quick little project. First time beading, like, I actually did like it. It wasn't too tedious. I think the only thing is that it's not something I can really do in a hoop, just because beads and hoops don't mesh, right? One will crush the other. The next one that I have is this. I believe this is a Dimensions mini kit, and it's a kitty cat that says, "Try to relax," which I need that advice occasionally. So this one did take me a while. It's not really confetti, there's like little splotches in multiple places, so there was that. I also stopped cross-stitching for a little while there, and then there was also a new technique in this, so I don't know if you can tell, but there's this like hammock line on the kitty that is yeah, it's a different technique. I hadn't done it before. It's really cool. It looks awesome, but it was also like not the usual backstitch, so I had to figure out how to do that. But yeah, enjoyed it. I like how it turned out. It turned out pretty good. Then I have 3 more smalls. Yeah. So these are actually, yeah, the sun is in the way. So this is part of a series of ornaments. So I have a kit from Janlynn that has 24 different Christmas ornament patterns. And it comes obviously with everything that you need for it. So I started this years ago. So I did one, and then I didn't do any for a very, very, very long time. I've just picked them back up, and so 2 things that you'll see will also make a reappearance the next time I have a update, because they are recent finishes. Ha! So I finished this one, which is the first pattern that I started on it, which is a little mitten. I really liked it, hence why I started with it first. It did take me a little bit longer because it is a fairly full pattern. But in that same vein, I then started this guy, which Snow Buddy's perfect. It's really cute. It's a little snowman. Yeah. Pictures will be here. It's a little snowman, and it's bright, doesn't necessarily look very Christmassy, but it will also be a little mitten ornament. I had done some of the white originally, and then didn't do anything until like 2 weeks ago, and then went through it in like 2 days. So yeah, there's that. That one was fun, and then I also have this one, which is also another mitten ornament called Peace, and it has a little candle on it, and yeah, I really liked doing this one. This one was really fun, and I really do like this pattern, so yeah, I gotta pull out some of the other ones. I think I'm gonna probably have like one small ornament, because it's so nice to like finish something fast. So if I'm craving a finish, those are really nice, because I can usually get them done in definitely a week, probably a couple of days at most. The Peace one I managed to finish in a day, so it was a really nice I finished something moment for me. See, the next thing that I'm going to show I think will be this. So ignore the back. This is a personal pattern that mimics a motif that's not finished, and it'll probably actually get put on clothes, which is something else different. But the one that I did finish is this one. So no amount of planning can ever replace dumb luck. So true. So this one is a pattern that I got from my mom. So my mother had a bunch of cross-stitch patterns and supplies that either she had bought or her mother had bought, so my grandmother. And there's definitely what looks like photocopied things, or like really old magazine articles that look like they're almost falling apart. I think some of them might actually have been like my great-grandmother's stuff that my mother got a hold of at some point, and then when I started doing some cross-stitching, she was like, here, you can have this. I'm not ever going to do this again. So I took it. This one I have no idea on where the pattern came from. But yeah, it's a fun saying. I need to do something with that. Like actually get it into a pillow, maybe? Possibly. And then that brings me to this guy. Look at that. It's a little mini ornament. It's not an ornament. A little mini one. Looks like a pear. Says Joy. So this actually is my own pattern. I did this one. So I charted it and chose the colors and did everything for it, which makes me very, very proud. And when I was preparing for this video, I was like, oh yeah, I remember doing that. Like, at one point I had a number of like things that I had charted in my spare time, and someone had, like, one of my cousins had actually given me a little notebook, this, with a bunch of grids in it. So it's gridded paper. And so, yeah, there you can see. I have joy. So I actually have a number of things that I have gone ahead and like charted. I like seeing that, I was like, oh yeah, I have this. I need to actually like go through and do a bunch of these. There's a, I think I tend to do a bunch of like backstitch, so anyone who's super into cross stitch and doesn't like backstitch, these patterns would not be for them. But I have like the fruit of the spirit, hence joy is a pear. It's so cute. I have random seashells in here. The letters for the Proverbs 31 woman. Geometric designs. A couple of food puns. Excellent and adorable. Letters. I did go through and I actually charted a bunch. I think I charted all of the letters except for Z. I need to go back and like finish Z up. Z is currently a blank page. Yeah. You totally can't see any of the things that I do. I might try and... I don't know if I really want to put up pictures of this. Because I do plan on finishing these. I don't know if I will sell patterns. I don't know. I guess, like, as I do some of these, you guys will let me know if you want me to actually put the effort into, like, making these more than just my personal thing. But yeah, I have probably about a third of it filled up with patterns, and I need to actually go through and do some of my own patterns now, because obviously they're mine and I've done them and I really want to get them finished. So this is going to be my last non-finished finish. So this is not my most recent, but my most recent large piece that I have finished. This is a Footprints, what is it? Buccilla kit. It's probably on an even weave. I don't think they actually tell you what it's on or anything. But this one took me a number of years, mostly because I stopped working on it for a little while there. But I did recently finish it, and I am very, very, very happy with how it turned out. I just now need to figure out what I'm going to do for my final finish. I'm thinking it might get turned into a big pillow. Because I'll probably frame some more things. I think this wall back here is going to end up being essentially a gallery wall of a conglomerate of the various things that I do. So there'll probably be some of my calligraphy up there. A couple of art pieces that I enjoy, my own cross stitch, and I think that'll be mainly it, but we shall see, Then, oh yeah, that one's not my most recent finish. This one's my most recent full finish. So this one is a Jane Elliot. I think I'm saying that right. J. Elliot. Jane? I don't remember. I know I just said it, but I can't remember. Like, the first one was fine. Nope. So this is Mystical Dragon, which I did on a 14 count Ada, on framed Ada, so it comes on the frame already for you, that I then watercolored. And you can see, have I? No, I don't think I've put that together, so I have most of this documented, actually. Me going through and doing the watercolor and everything for it. So this one is also beaded, first time using Krynic on this guy. So I had used metallic floss before, but never Krynic specifically. Yeah. Not my favorite, not the worst thing in the world. I have another project here that had metallic that was much more annoying than Krynic was. So this was for the Year of the Dragon sale that's going on, and I finished it, and I need to work on finding another dragon to go in there, because I figured I might as well, like, during the whole year, go ahead and do 12 dragons. So I got started late, so this is one. I need to make up and get a couple more started. Yep, so that one's a full finish. I then have two others, yes. So speaking of metallics, this one was one of my more annoying ones. So this is, we have this Hope as an Anchor for the Soul, Firm and Secure, Hebrews 6:19. This is an Artiste pattern, fully finished, as in I put it in a frame. Yeah, I ironed it and essentially put it in a frame. I didn't bother lacing it or anything. I am a bad finisher. I don't do the proper things for it, but that's okay, because it's my stuff and not anybody else's. So I really like the verse, obviously, and enjoyed doing it. I enjoyed the motif. I didn't necessarily enjoy the cross stitch of it. So it's done blended, right? So you have one strand of regular floss with one strand of their metallic floss, and their metallic floss was kind of cheap. But it kept kind of falling apart until I read something where they're like, oh yeah, if you use beeswax to condition it like condition especially metallic threads, it works better. So I started using beeswax. It does help, but I had gotten like candles beeswax from Hobby Lobby. So yeah, that was fun, trying to draw the thread like on the surface of that particular beeswax and coat it nicely. But doing that did really help with this one. It made it such a better stitching experience than just the plain one. So if you are having problems with threads and pulling them through, beeswax is a decent thing to go ahead and do. Yep, that's that. And then the final finish that I have here to show you is this guy. So this one is sort of a combination of cross stitch and some embroidery. So it was a stamped cross stitch pattern. I think it might be a dimensions kit. I'm not entirely sure. This one I did years ago. And so you do, like, the majority of it is indeed cross stitch, but there's also back stitch and a number of French knots in there, and then some satin stitch. So it is majority cross stitch with a little bit of embroidery thrown in there. Yeah, fun project. I like how it turned out. I like horses, so good project for me. Other than that, I don't have any other finishes out here anymore. I do have a number of finishes that are no longer with me. So I will put probably a picture here. So there are at least, let's see, no, there are 2, 4, 6. There are 6 of these that I have cross-stitched for cousins or my siblings who have gotten married. So the Mr. and Mrs. stays the same, obviously. The date and the last name are the 2 parts that change on that. I do modify the pattern a little bit. Usually except for this last one, which I stitched on an opalescent, usually I combine a metallic with a regular like I did for the other one. That's the beeswax comes very much in handy for that. So I'll combine a similar shade for the metallic and the regular floss that I'm using for it, do all of the X's, and then I'll go back and backstitch everything. So the pattern doesn't have backstitch as a part of it, but with my fabric choices, and I think most fabrics, you're probably going to end up wanting to backstitch just to make everything kind of pop, right? So I found that otherwise, like, you can see the white stitching, but it's not as visible, so I backstitch everything. And because I'm backstitching the white, I also backstitch the black, just so that they both show up. Let's see, and then there's one other wedding pattern that I gave to a friend. I don't think I have any pictures of it. It was both these patterns I got off of Etsy. I will link the place that I got them as long as I can find it again, and they're open below. Yep, so those I no longer have. I also did a cross stitch for my mother, which has a bunch of coffee on it, so like cappuccino, cafe, and is it white? Black on white? It's either white on black or black on white, or black on like a creamy color, with all of the different fonts and stuff for coffee, because my mother loves coffee. Yeah, so that I think are all of the things that I have finished. So quick, short, easy. This is probably going to be one of the shortest videos I have. If you enjoyed that, feel free to comment below or subscribe or do whatever you want, really. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you back here again, maybe for, well, either it'll be my regular episode or it will be all the things I knit. So you get to look forward to seeing both of those in the near-ish future. I'm not going to make any promises on how fast it'll be. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great day. Have a great week. And I will see you sometime. Happy crafting to everyone who is watching this.